Hello, happy Sunday. It's July 24th. I am MJ and this is a general reading for the collective. And today I'm using my Guardian of the Night Tarot. This is my deck published by Hay House. I missed yesterday's reading because I was actually boxing up tons of Guardian of the Night decks as well as other decks for shipping. And I had to get to the post office by 3 p.m. So I missed yesterday's reading. I'm sorry, but let's jump into it today. Let's see what we're working with as far as the energy goes. You know, what's the energy that's impacting our mood? What's the energy that's influencing our, our behavior, our decisions, how we're relating to one another. And then we'll see what opportunity comes up. Then we'll see who's appearing as the uninvited house guest draws near. And then we'll just wrap it all up together and we'll see what advice these beautiful creatures offer us. So today, the energy that's influencing us, this is the energy that really is behind your mood, how you respond or how you perceive events. Ooh. Okay, so having the Death card in this position may indicate an understanding that you're in the state of growth, right? And it's starting to feel painful because you're not allowing yourself to put yourself out there, right? You're not allowing for some vulnerability. So when the Death card is in this influencing position, we understand that we're growing out of a space where we're in a space that's restrictive. And we can kind of feel those growing pains, it's like we need to shift something up. We need to let something go. We need to allow for this growth to take place so that we can move into the place that we're supposed to be. But we understand that doing so will put us out there. Doing so will require us to get uncomfortable, even more so. Like the discomfort that we feel from staying in place will be greater than the discomfort that comes from putting yourself out there. I hope that makes sense. So, just like these little rodents underneath this thorn bush here, you can see their little eyes are poking out. They can't stay there forever, right? Because they'll grow out of it, right? Eventually those thorns will pierce the skin and it'll be too painful to stay in this thorn bush. They have to take that chance of leaving, right? They have to let themselves be vulnerable. And in that being vulnerable, you release a part of yourself so that you can move on to the next phase. This Death card today is bringing in awareness of that time of stagnation, bringing you to this point where you say to yourself, something has to give, something has to change. And so that's where your mindset will be today. Will be on that, like what can I do to minimize the pain, minimize the fear that comes from being vulnerable, so that you can get out there, so that you can start the process of letting go and moving into a new life. Or letting go of something that perhaps is holding you back. Maybe it's a belief and you know it, oh my God, this belief is holding me back. But it's very comfortable to stay here in this place. Letting go of that belief will challenge me to do something that I'm scared to do. But knowing, being aware of it is half the battle. So once you can identify it, once you can call it out by name, then you can say, well, this is the area of my life that I feel vulnerable in. This is the area of my life that I'm scared, about facing. So if I do that now, maybe you can summon up the courage and we'll see what opportunity comes up here. So here we have, look at this. Okay. Oh, very interesting, because we have two cards. We have two different owls, but their posture is one where their wings are expanded. So they feel even bigger, even scarier, right? Even more formidable, right? Than if they were just sitting, peacefully. With their wings extended, they seem threatening in some way. So here we have this opportunity or this situation that's coming up, and it's going to expose you to a time of feeling defeated, a time of feeling as though you're so far removed from the purpose that you want to reach, that goal that you want to reach. And it's going to feel as though there's nothing that you can do to get there, right? There's something that's seriously blocking you. And so, having this death card come up, I feel like what this does is this energy that's being presented to you as a gift in some way, because what it's going to do is it's going to allow you to identify, see with this owl here, it's going to allow you to identify what is blocking you from reaching your purpose. And as soon as you can identify it, again, as soon as you can name it, you can call it out, right? All of a sudden you take a little bit of its power away from it. Once you can identify what is blocking your progress, you can let it go. So let's see what we have coming up here for the uninvited house guest. I feel like the situation that's coming up will be one where you recognize you'll recognize that block. You'll know that block. It will be very clear. And then the question is, will you have the wherewithal to let it go? Will you have that strength to say it's time to release it and to perhaps become vulnerable, or perhaps recognize that you've outgrown something where the stagnation has become too painful to stay in place? So here it comes, and this is in the exterior or external influence, or what I like to say is the uninvited house guest. This is that person or that situation that comes in, and here comes somebody or a situation that is going to give you an opportunity to see your situation from the perspective of the long view, right? You're going to get to see, well, if I stay here, what does my future look like? But if I expand my horizons, if I release that block, right? If I let go of whatever it is that's holding me back, that's preventing me from reaching my purpose, my goal here, whatever it is that is telling me that, I don't have what it takes, I don't have the resources, whatever this is, right? However this looks for you, whatever it is that's kind of keeping you down, keeping you in a state of stagnation, when you can feel empowered to let it go, what it's going to do is it's going to open up this long-term vision. You'll be able to see the path before you, and you'll be able to imagine what's down the road, even well beyond where you are right now, right? I mean, you're going to look beyond that horizon line and envision a time of perhaps prosperity, in contrast to this Five of Pentacles, right? A time of release and freedom, right? That you get when you let go of something that's holding you down or holding you back. So be aware, this external influence might come in as, a new career, or somebody who offers you some insight into what the future could hold. It could just be a time where you get to see, or you get to daydream about the future. You get to think about what you want from your life. You get to think about how you want the next 5 years to play out, right? What does that long-term vision look like? So, with the Three of Wands here, you're going to feel less inclined to sit on the fence, right? You're going to feel less inclined to just sit by and do nothing. You're going to feel motivated and optimistic about the future. So let's see what advice comes in here. Yep, it's going to be a hard struggle. It's not going to be easy. It's going to feel challenging. But just like these salmon that make it up the ladder, right? They have a purpose to fulfill, and so do you. Just like this caterpillar, right? It has a purpose to fulfill, and so do you. It's going to be hard, but the key is going to be lean into today's energy of letting go.